Julius Caesar welcomes bodybuilders from all over the world to Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas to compete for the title of Mr. Universe. Everybody, I'm Irv Brown. I'll be handling the play-by-play, and welcome to Las Vegas. I'll be working with Chris Dickerson, the man who has won this contest. In fact, Chris, you've won every contest but one. Mr. Teenage America, what's the story there?
I started a little bit too late, Irv. I was beyond being a teenager.
I kind of like that. This is an interesting contest. We've seen a lot of Olympic power weightlifting on ESPN, straight powerlifting, but this is bodybuilding. You might explain.
Bodybuilding is different from the weightlifting and the powerlifting in that the athlete is judged on his body, on his muscular development. In other words, you're judged on the result of what you do, of having lifted the weights. And the judges look for symmetry, proportion, muscularity, these things. So it's the sport that gets a lot of attention these days, I'm proud to say. And we've been doing it for years and years and years, though.
I like it. The first thing we're going to see is the team pose. What is that all about?
The team pose consists of 4 men. The light, the medium, the light heavy, and finally the heavy, representing different countries. The United States is right in there, by the way, and we're favored today. We've won every year, I'm proud to say.
All right, then it's the individual competition. We start with the lightweights. 36 people started out competing. We're down to 6. What are we looking for, Chris?
Now, these 6 men have been chosen above the others. The judges are going to be watching their individual posing routines to music they have chosen themselves, their own selections. And now these posing routines have to include certain poses the judges want to see. A front, a side, and a back pose, showing the muscularity and showing the proportions and the symmetry. And finally, the final round is what we call a pose down. The pose down is very, very critical because these 6 men are saying to every judge, vote for me, I'm the man, with his body. And it's very important that the bodybuilder exude confidence up there, because when he's confident, the judges sees it.
Chris, did they try and upstage each other?
Oh, all the time. We change places. We really vie. Everybody wants to be in the center of the stage. Someone's going to be on the end. Everybody can't be in the center, so it's quite exciting. The audience loves it.
After the lightweights, we go to the middleweights, then the light heavyweights, and then the big artillery, the heavyweights. We're talking about the Arnold Schwarzeneggers of the world, the Chris Dickerson. Is there a favorite in your mind?
There's a favorite, and I have my own, but I won't say. The 2 men who are really vying for the heavyweight title and probably the overall, Mike Christian from the USA and Barry DeMay from Holland. Both are very, very impressive, but very different types. You'll see.
All right, that'll set the scene here at Caesars. We've got some great bodies coming right at you. Plus, you'll see tremendous self-sacrifice. People living on as little as 300 calories a day. Boy, this is really something, Chris. Is a parade in the Parade of Nations. Close to 150 competitors from 66 nations. The crowd just eating this up.
So it reminds you of the Olympic Games in Los Angeles, doesn't it?
You know what's interesting? All of the competitors had to go get the oil on, and then they will have to lay out for a while, depending on when they're scheduled to compete. But this is quite a sight. Very impressive.
I find it mind-blowing, the fact that bodybuilding is so popular. You know, it's the #1 sport in the world because it's individual. You don't have to belong to a team. It's up to you in a weight. So a country, no matter how poor, he'll find some weights to train with, and he'll build his physique, represent that country, and end up in the Miss Universe like we're seeing today.
What's interesting, we'll talk a little later on about how one fella defected so he could compete because the Iron Country nations, they're not involved, and yet I got to believe they're doing it in their basement. They're getting ready. So.
You can be sure, they imitate the United States not only in music but in the muscles, and that's why you see the likes of this man, who represents Finland, by the way, or though he's from Russia, he defected. An interesting story there. They regard it sort of as American or Western decadence. I'm sorry to say, a bit too narcissistic for them so far. But of course, we don't see it that way. It's a matter of pride.
This is the Parade of Nations. This is the Mr. Universe contest with Caesar's Palace. The crowd appreciates the athletes very, very much. It's interesting just exactly what goes on. There's a look at Jim Manning in the United States. He's been very, very involved with bodybuilding. He's done a tremendous job for the sports.
It's Mike Christian there, his impressive back.
Out of shack. We'll see him a little later on. All right, so we kick it off. We'll be back with more of the action from Caesar's Palace right after this on ESPN. Stick with us.
The world's foremost bodybuilding magazine. There's an advantage shared by the world's greatest bodybuilders. Their lives were changed by one remarkable man, Joe Weider, trainer of champions since 1936. Joe's leadership, guidance, and training techniques help them achieve their goals. He can help you, too. Subscribe to Muscle and Fitness magazine. You'll get the same up-to-the-minute information as the champions. Each issue is crammed with over 200 pages of the latest in strength, health, nutrition, and training techniques, straight from Joe Weider himself. Every month, Muscle and Fitness brings almost 2 million readers exciting, colorful reading for today's active lifestyle. No matter how far you want to go, Muscle and Fitness will help you get there. Subscribe today for 12 months and get an added advantage. 13 great issues for only $29.95. That's a big 35% savings off the newsstand price. Call toll-free at 1-800-453-5700. Hurry, our operators are standing by at 1-800-453-5700. Muscle and Fitness, the magazine of champions.
Competition. And Chris, you might explain what the team competition is all about. Australia will be up #1.
The judges in judging the teams want to see, number one, that the guys are working together. It is a team, so it should be expressed as a team, the 4 men.
As we look at Team Australia, we might mention, Chris, about 50 teams here. We only have time for 4. We'll show you Australia, England, Germany, and the USA. How much have they practiced? Have they really gotten together? Because obviously they're here for themselves, Chris, but you explain the team portion.
Sure. Unfortunately, some of the guys are meeting almost for the first time, and I even saw a couple of guys, one team, practicing backstage just before going on. The winners never do that, of course, and they're synchronized. Some of the fellows even have the same color posing trunks, as we hope to see later. I'm hoping to see that. It's impressive. The judges like that, of course, the physiques have to be there too. So it's 4 ideal physiques working together in unison, to the music, synchronized to the music.
Notice the trunks are not the same. If you were judging, and you've done some judging, would you take off because their trunks are not the same?
I definitely would. And then it's a little lackluster, that routine. I wasn't impressed.
All right, here comes England. One of the guys we'll take a look at, Will Sylvester, who is one of the favorites in the competition. Oh, they're going to go with a little James Bond music. You like that?
Yeah, and here are the trunks that match. You see? Now already, I've seen more in a half a minute than the other team showed me in their whole routine. It makes a difference. It makes a big, big difference.
Ian Dow, far left, gentleman we just took a look at. Very, very much involved.
It's almost like a picture here. The 2 men are kneeling on the end. The 2 men are standing in the middle. You see, they've thought it out. Now they're in unison, showing the back development. Same calf displaying, the right calf, all together.
As we develop this thing tonight, we'll visit with Chris about how you can stay in shape if you so choose, about how you work the different muscles. You talk about self-sacrifice. My background is baseball. Baseball players tend to go to spring training and get in shape. Bodybuilders stay in shape all year long. We could all learn a little bit about self-sacrifice.
It's a tremendous sport and a great, great discipline.
All right, there's England. We had a look at Australia and England, and this is a team competition. There's Germany. Coming up, our PA announcer in the background, Albert Busick. We'll hear more from him. This is Team Germany. Let's see what kind of routine they have for us now. What are they doing? They're spreading out all over the stage.
Yeah, they're taking the opening position here. Very interesting. Now there's the pitching itself.
Oh, look at this.
Different dynamics. Very dramatic. The man in front is definitely the leader.
Well, they were second last year. They're trying to win it all this year. They'll have to beat the USA. Get up next.
Hard, very deliberate posing. Very dramatic, as I said earlier.
We all would like to have those abdominals like Chris Dickerson, team from Germany.
Very impressive. A lot of muscle on that stage.
Team competition. As we mentioned, over 50 teams. We're going to show you 4. This is the Thursday. I got a feeling they're saving their best though for their individual posing.
Oh, of course. Yeah, this is important too. Everybody wants that team trophy.
Here's one of the finalists, Chris Dickerson. We're going to see him a little later on. He's got that big upper body.
Yeah.
Team competition. Caesar's Palace.
Most muscular pose.
That's a great. What do you call that now?
It's the most muscular pose. We nickname it the crab shot. Everybody can't do it. I can never muster that pose myself. It's difficult.
I don't know. I saw you sign a lot of autographs today. I don't think you're trying that. There's the USA, and obviously this is home territory.
Yeah, that gives us somewhat of a home court advantage. Let's see.
You know, they established their team 1 week ago in the national championship down in New Orleans.
Watch this.
Look at the 4 people. Paul Daniels is the only one not in the finals. The other 3, Matashak, Christian, Gaspari. We'll see later on.
Twisting back. There's your picture. All 4 back, you see. Look at the muscularity on these guys.
Mike Christian, very, very personal. There's the police officer.
Yeah.
Matashak. We'll talk about him a little later on. Once again, this is team competition. They're not going to throw their best stuff at you right here, right, Chris? They'll hold on.
Exactly. See how they're moving though with the music? The rhythm of the music and the posing, the flexion, all works together. Very important.
Look at the calves on Matashak.
Sort of a slow rhythmic pattern they're following all throughout. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. There's Richard Gaspari from New Jersey.
From New Jersey has so many bodybuilders.
I was going to say, so many great physicians come out of New Jersey.
All right, the team competition, an opportunity to look at Australia, England, Germany, United States. There are the results. So the United States defends its title.
Again.
They're the winner of the team competition. USA off to a very good start. We've got more action coming up from Caesar's Palace. All of it on ESPN.